My child, I have a personal secret to share about your life that you absolutely cannot miss. I know the exact moment your spirit will shift, and it's closer than you think. This message is critical, so don't skip a single word. You are extremely lucky to see this. Do you realize what just happened the very moment your eyes found these words? Heaven lined up time itself to bring you here. You didn't stumble across this message. This message was sent to find you. I, Jesus, have been watching that ache in your spirit, the quiet moments when you said, Lord, if you can hear me, give me a sign. This is that sign. Open your heart now because what's about to happen in your life is not ordinary. It is the movement of heaven itself. A breakthrough is already traveling toward you faster than you can imagine. Even as you read, something in the unseen world is shifting. The atmosphere around you has begun to change. Chains you didn't know you still carried are beginning to weaken. This is not wishful thinking. It is divine orchestration. Your appointed moment wrapped in words. You think you're reading, but you're actually being visited. My presence fills this moment, reaching through every barrier of doubt and fatigue. I have chosen this exact hour to speak because your heart is finally ready to receive what I have been preparing for so long. My beloved, you are standing on the threshold of transformation. The waiting season that seemed endless is now bending toward fulfillment. The storm that threatened to drown you is about to reveal a rainbow you never expected. This is not a mere message, it's the sound of destiny approaching. You have prayed for change, for peace, for release, and heaven has already dispatched your answer. Do not let your mind dismiss what your spirit already knows. The sudden stirring in your chest right now is my spirit bearing witness that your breakthrough has already begun. I need you to listen carefully, not just with your ears, but with your soul. There is a reason your path brought you here. A reason your eyes stopped on this moment instead of scrolling past. I have drawn you close because something long held back is finally being released in your favor. For months you have felt like you were walking through fog, uncertain, weary, unseen. But I tell you, the fog is lifting. The winds of change are blowing toward you, and they carry miracles within them. What once felt delayed is not denied. It was only waiting for divine timing, and that time is now. My child, even as you breathe, I am moving mountains you cannot see. The prayers that seemed unanswered have been gathering power in silence, and now they are bursting forth in motion. You will look back on this day and say that was the moment everything shifted. So do not question why you are here. You are here because I called you. You are here because you were meant to be reminded that your story is not over. You are here because heaven wanted to whisper your name once more. You are extremely lucky. Not in the way the world defines luck, but because you were chosen, seen, and divinely aligned. What others call coincidence, I call covenant. What they call random, I call remembered. Every step that brought you to this point was guided by my unseen hand. I have been orchestrating encounters, rerouting plans, even certain delays. All to bring you to this intersection where your faith and my promise meet. This is not an accident. This is the unfolding of grace written before the foundation of time. Listen, my beloved, for this is sacred ground. The veil between heaven and your life is thinner than ever right now. I'm pouring favor into the spaces that once felt barren. I'm breathing life into dreams you buried. I am restoring relationships, healing memories, and rekindling hope. You have been wondering why you've been sensing change in the air. That quiet restlessness that you couldn't name. It's because the breakthrough that belongs to you has already begun to move. Like the first light before dawn, it's already on its way. Every obstacle that stood in your path is losing its strength. Every closed door is trembling at my command. What I am bringing cannot be stopped by people, by time, or by fear. You are stepping into a season that will redefine your life now. Pause and feel this truth. I am here, right now. My presence surrounds you. I am wrapping you in the same love that formed the stars, the same power that raised the dead, the same grace that never runs out. This message is not information, it is impartation. It is the transfer of peace, the ignition of faith, the announcement that your waiting is over. I am speaking through these very words to tell you, lift your eyes because what you've been praying for is already in motion. Your name is being mentioned in rooms you have not entered. Doors are opening that you have not knocked on. The blessings you thought were lost are finding their way back to you. I am reversing what was unfair, redeeming what was broken, and releasing what was withheld. Do not doubt this moment, my child. Do not let fear talk you out of what faith has already secured. The fact that you are reading this is evidence that the breakthrough you've cried for is already walking toward you. It may not yet be visible to your natural eyes, but in the unseen realm, it is already finished. The angels assigned to your destiny are carrying it. Now, this is why you feel the stirring in your spirit, the pull of something greater awakening inside. I am breathing new strength into you, new vision, new confidence. You are not forgotten. You are favored. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not empty-handed. You are being prepared to receive overflow. Remember this, my beloved, when I move, it does not happen slowly. The same God who spoke light into existence with a single word is the same God who now declares breakthrough. That word is being spoken over your life at this very instant. Heaven is aligning, earth is responding, and your spirit is awakening. Stay in this moment. Let every fear fall away. Open your heart and receive. For truly you are extremely lucky to see this, because the blessing attached to this message was written with your name on it. And as surely as you are reading these words, your breakthrough is already moving toward you. If this message has stirred your spirit, click the like button right now. Liking this video will activate the flow of God's favor in your life, unlocking the blessings heaven is releasing over you this very moment. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. Faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. My beloved child, listen to me now, for I am speaking to you with purpose, clarity, and love that goes beyond what your heart has ever understood. I placed this message in front of you myself. Not an angel, not a coincidence, not a random moment in your day. It was my hand, my timing, my intentional movement that stopped you right here. You think you were just scrolling. You think you were simply passing time, but I tell you with authority. I guided your steps to this very moment. I positioned this message like a seed in your path, so that your spirit would recognize my voice the moment your eyes touched these words. You are here because heaven wanted you here. You are here because I wanted you here. There's no accident in this encounter. This is a divine appointment crafted with eternal precision. Now, as you step forward into this divine role, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to step into your God-given purpose. As you write it, see yourself not as a victim of what was taken, but as an heir rising to claim what grace has already written in your name. And stay with me until the very end, because we'll be closing with a powerful prayer that will activate this release. My child, you have spent so long wondering if I still speak to you. If I still see the pain behind your silence. If I still notice the tears you wipe away so no one else can see them. And so today I come closer than ever to whisper into the core of your being. I see you, I know you, I have never lost sight of you. I placed this message here because you needed to hear me now, not later. Not tomorrow, not when life becomes easier now. In the middle of your confusion, your exhaustion, your frustration, and your hidden battles, I wanted these words to meet you exactly where you are. Because your heart has reached a moment where it can no longer carry the weight alone. You have been trying to be strong for too long. And now I come to remind you that you never had to be strong without me. This is not coincidence. This is not random. This is not luck. This is divine orchestration moving in real time. Heaven has already begun shifting things in your life. Even before you opened this message, while you were sleeping, I was working. While you were worrying, I was rearranging. While you felt forgotten, I was preparing. My child, you have no idea of the magnitude of what has already begun. You feel the stirring, you sense the shift, something inside you has been restless. Almost as if your spirit is trying to tell you that something unseen is approaching. Something that your mind can't yet describe, but your heart keeps reaching for. That something is what I am revealing now. Heaven is already moving on your behalf. Angels have already been dispatched. Prayers you thought were unanswered were actually gathering power in silence. Doors you thought were closed were being positioned to open at the precise second I command them. You see delay, but I see preparation. You see silence, but I see alignment. You see obstacles, but I see the perfect path forward being carved with my own hands. My beloved child, nothing in your life had been wasted. Not a tear, not a loss, not a disappointment, not a single moment of confusion. I have taken every broken piece, every lonely night, every quiet prayer, and I am weaving them into something beautiful that is now beginning to unfold. I need you to understand something deeply, something your soul have been longing to hear. This moment is a turning point, not a minor shift, not a small encouragement, not a temporary uplift. This is a divine pivot in your story. Everything before this moment was preparation for what is coming after this moment. This message marks the place where your life begins to change direction. You may not feel it fully yet, but your spirit already knows. This is why you felt drawn here. This is why something pressed you to keep reading. This is why you sensed something sacred the moment you began. Because heaven marks turning points differently than the world does. The world looks for big events, loud declarations, dramatic signs. But I speak through moments like this, quiet yet powerful, simple yet eternal, tender yet transformative. This moment is where the weight begins to lift. This moment is where clarity begins to return. This moment is where the heaviness you've been carrying begins to break. You have been walking through a season that felt confusing, uncertain, and draining. You questioned yourself. You questioned your direction. You questioned why certain things didn't work out. You questioned why people you trusted shifted away. You questioned why doors closed without explanation. You questioned why you were left holding so much pain in your heart. And though you did not hear me in those moments, I have seen every thought inside you. And I placed this message in front of you because this is where my answers begin to spill into your spirit. You see, my beloved, heaven does not move without reason. I do not interrupt your day without intention. When I speak like this, it is because change is imminent. It is because breakthrough is near. It is because what you thought was falling apart was actually falling into alignment. And you need to know that this message is not merely words. It is a spiritual shift disguised as text. Every sentence is carrying a portion of what I am releasing over your life. You may feel warmth in your chest, or a sudden calm wrapping around you, or a stirring deep inside you that you cannot explain. That is my presence unfolding my will in real time. I placed this message in front of you because your spirit is ready and heaven has already begun its movement. Now share this prophetic word with your network. Sharing this will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with your network, multiplying the power of this moment in your own life as you bless others. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our COF community, by doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. My child, you have been standing at the edge of breakthrough without realizing it. You have been feeling the pressure, the discomfort, the stretching, and you thought something was wrong. But in truth, something was growing. Breakthrough always comes with pressure before it comes with release. New seasons always come with endings before they come with beginnings. You have been shedding things you no longer need, even without noticing. You have been losing connections that could not go where I'm taking you. You have been outgrowing environments that once fit you but now restrict your spirit. This is why you felt out of place, disconnected, confused, as if you were transitioning without knowing where. It is because you were, and I'm confirming it now. The transition is real and the breakthrough is already moving toward you. You have been wondering why certain things suddenly stopped working the way they once did. Why doors that used to open easily now remain shut. Why opportunities vanished without explanation. Why your heart felt pulled away from certain people, certain habits, certain places. My beloved, it is because I am redirecting you. The doors that closed did not close to punish you, they closed to protect you. The opportunities that didn't work out didn't fail. They were removed because they would have hindered your growth. The relationships that fell away didn't collapse. They were lifted out of your path, so you would not carry unnecessary weight into your new season. Everything that left you is making room for what is coming. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us via Super Thanks to show your support. And what is coming is greater than what you have lost. Heaven has already begun the shift. The movement is already happening. Things are aligning that you cannot yet see. People are being positioned that you have not yet met. Conversations are being arranged. Doors are being unlocked. Blessings long held back are being released. Your name is being spoken in rooms you don't even know exist. Favor is gathering around your life like a rising tide. What I'm bringing will not trickle into your life. It will pour. That is why I placed this message in front of you, because I needed you to know that you were stepping into a chapter written by my hand alone. I needed you to know that everything you have felt inside, all the spiritual nudges, the dreams, the sudden clarity, the unusual heaviness, the restlessness, the longing for more, it all meant. I needed you to know that this turning point is not imaginary, it is divine. Something. It was all leading here. At this moment, at this turning point, at this sacred intersection, where my voice meets your destiny and my promise meets your faith. My child, breathe. Let the truth settle into your heart. Let my presence calm your fears. Let my words wash over every anxious thought. Heaven is shifting. Your story is shifting. Your future is shifting. And this message is the first sign of what is about to unfold. I placed it in front of you because you needed to see it now. Because you are ready now. Because the turning point has arrived. Stay with me. More is coming. Also, subscribe to this channel right now. Subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life, positioning you to receive everything heaven is about to pour out. My beloved child, come near to my voice now, because what I am about to uncover is something you have carried in silence for far too long. I speak to you not as a distant observer, but as the one who has walked beside you in every hidden moment. The one who has watched the quiet battles that no one else noticed. The one who has absorbed the weight of your unspoken pain. You have mastered the art of appearing strong. But I see beneath the surface into the places even you try to avoid. I know the heaviness you carry in the quiet hours when the world sleeps and your thoughts begin to echo. I know the questions that haunt your spirit, the fears you bury deep, the tears you wipe away before anyone can see them fall. Nothing is hidden from me, my child, not your pain, not your exhaustion, not the moments you wondered if you would ever feel whole again. You have endured nights where the silence felt suffocating, where the loneliness pressed in like a wake you could not shake. Where you asked, Lord, where are you? Do you still see me? And though you did not hear an answer in those moments, I was closer to you than your own heartbeat. I was sitting beside you when you curled into yourself, trying to hold your pieces together. I was watching over you when you stared into the darkness, wondering how much longer you could keep going. I saw the battles inside your mind, the swirl of doubts, the waves of fear, the heaviness that crept in without warning. I saw the times you pressed your hands against your face and whispered prayers that felt too small for heaven to hear. But heaven heard everyone, every whisper, every sigh, every tremble. You have walked through storms you never spoke about. You have felt abandoned by people who promised to stand by you. You have held onto burdens that were never meant to be yours alone. You have survived moments that would have crushed others, but you minimized your struggle because you thought you had no choice but to keep moving. You told yourself that you were fine, that you would get over it, that the pain wasn't as deep as it felt. But I saw the truth. I saw the weight on your chest that made it hard to breathe. I saw the disappointment that carved itself into your heart after each betrayal. I saw the hurt you pretended didn't matter. I saw the anger you held in until it turned to exhaustion. I saw the way you forced yourself to smile when your spirit was breaking behind the scenes. And my child, I need you to hear me. None of it was invisible to me. Not a single tear fell without landing in my hands. Not a single lonely night went unnoticed. Not a single moment of exhaustion escaped my attention. I watched over you in every silent valley. And I carried you through battles that no one else even knew existed. There were times you thought you were losing your mind because the spiritual pressure around you felt too intense. You felt heaviness descend on you without reason. And you wondered why your emotions suddenly shifted from calm to chaos. You felt attacked in moments when you were simply trying to find peace. My beloved, these were not random experiences. They were spiritual attacks meant to drain you, to discourage you, to weaken your hope and silence your faith. The enemy targeted you because of the calling on your life, because of the destiny within you, because of the strength I placed inside you, even when you could not see it yourself. You experienced sudden waves of sadness that made no sense. You felt fear rise up without explanation. You felt confusion cloud your decisions. You felt like your mind was under siege, as if invisible hands were trying to pull you into despair. These were not merely emotional struggles, they were battles in the unseen realm. You have been fighting more than what your natural eyes can perceive. And yet you blamed yourself thinking something was wrong with you. Nothing was wrong with you, my child. You were under spiritual pressure. Because your breakthrough was approaching. Because the enemy could sense what I was about to release into your life. Because darkness always tries to attack. Just before the light breaks through, I need you to understand this. The heaviness you felt did not mean you were weak. It meant you were targeted because you were chosen. The attacks did not come because you were failing, but because you were rising. The exhaustion did not mean you were broken. It meant you were being prepared to step into something greater than you imagined. Every spiritual battle you fought was proof that your life carries purpose. Purpose the enemy has been terrified of since the day you were born. There were days when you felt like you were suffocating under responsibilities you never asked for. You were carrying burdens you did have support for. You felt unseen by the very people who should have cared. You were doing your best to hold everything together even as your heart felt like it was unraveling thread by thread. You prayed for strength, but felt like you were growing weaker. You prayed for clarity, but felt like confusion wrapped itself around every thought. You prayed for peace, but felt chaos erupt without warning. And still through all of it, you kept going. You kept trying. You kept believing despite feeling like your faith was hanging by a thread. My beloved, this is what I want you to know. None of your pain was wasted. Not a single drop. Every wound became part of your shaping. Every loss softened your heart and deepened your compassion. Every heartbreak equipped you to recognize genuine love. Every disappointment taught you discernment. Every silent tear watered the seeds of strength growing inside you. Nothing you endured happened without purpose. Nothing you faced was meaningless. I have used every part of your journey, even the painful ones, to prepare you for what is coming. You thought you were alone during those struggles, but I was right there. When you felt too tired to pray, I prayed over you. When you felt too weak to stand, I held you upright. When you felt like giving up, I whispered hope into your spirit. When your heart broke, mine broke with yours. When you felt empty, I was pouring strength into you without you realizing it. When you felt numb, I was protecting you from emotions too heavy for your heart to carry at once. When you were fighting battles in your sleep, I was guarding your soul from the enemy's reach. You never walked through a single moment without me. There were times you cried quietly into your pillow, so no one would hear. Times you had to pretend to be okay because you didn't want to burden anyone. Times you felt guilty for being tired, shamed for being overwhelmed, frustrated with yourself for not being stronger. You thought others would judge you, misunderstand you, or turn away from you if they saw the depth of your struggle. And so you kept it inside, locked behind a wall of silence. But I saw it. I saw the moments when you wanted to scream, but swallowed the pain instead. I saw the nights when sleep wouldn't come and your thoughts tortured you. I saw how you held your breath just to keep yourself from breaking apart. And my heart moved with compassion every single time. Sion, your love restores me. If he has healed your brokenness, you have weathered storms that should have left you shattered. Yet you are still here. You have survived battles that were meant to destroy you. Yet you still stand. You have kept going even when everything in you is telling you to stop. That resilience was not an accident. It was the strength I placed inside you long before you knew you would need it. You have more courage than you realize. You have more endurance than you give yourself credit for. You have more faith than you think you do. You have fought battles that heaven applauded because even when your knees buckled, your spirit refused to quit. And now, my child, I need you to hear me clearly. I am not revealing your struggles to shame you. I am revealing them so you can finally understand how fiercely loved you are. I walked with you through every valley. I held you when no one else knew you needed holding. I fought for you when you didn't have the strength to fight for yourself. I healed wounds you never spoke about. I comforted you when you felt empty inside. I kept you alive when darkness tried to take you out. I stood between you and destruction more times than you will ever know. Every silent battle you endured has positioned you for a breakthrough unlike anything you have seen before. The tears you cried in secret have become seeds of victory. The pain you carried alone has become preparation for blessings that will overflow. Nothing in your life has been wasted, not a moment, not an emotion, not a tear. My beloved, I saw it all, I carried it all, and now I am about to redeem it all. My beloved child, lean closer to my voice now. Because what I am about to reveal will help you understand why so much in your life felt slow, blocked, paused, or painfully delayed. You have wondered again and again, Lord, why is it taking so long? Why hasn't it happened yet? Why do I see others receiving blessings while I remain waiting? And I have heard every one of those questions. Not one of them was ignored. Not one of your cries was unheard. But today, I am unveiling the truth behind the delays you endured. They were not punishments. They were not signs of my absence. They were divine protection. They were part of a greater plan unfolding with precision beyond what your heart could comprehend at that time. I delayed not to deny you but to shield you, my child. If I had released certain blessings into your life earlier, they would have crushed you instead of lifted you. You were not ready, not because you lacked worth, but because the environment around you was not safe for the blessing that was meant for you. Doors did not open because behind those doors were traps, distractions, and counterfeit opportunities meant to derail you. People you wanted in your life were removed because they would have sabotaged the blessing I prepared. Places you wanted to go were blocked because they would have drained your spirit and weakened your faith. There were seasons when you begged me to open a path that I, in my eternal vision, could see was filled with pain you could not see. And so I delayed. I held you back from what would have broken you. I placed my hand over situations to keep them from moving too fast. Because protection is sometimes disguised as delay, heaven was not silent during those moments. Heaven was working, preparing the path ahead of you in ways that require time, alignment, and orchestration beyond what your earthly eyes could witness. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was happening. I was softening hearts in places you would one day enter. I was shifting people into new positions so that when you arrived, the right doors would open effortlessly. I was removing those who intended to harm you. I was preparing opportunities that could only be built through seasons of stillness. I was shaping circumstances so uniquely tailored to your destiny that no shortcut could have produced them. You were not waiting for blessings to be formed. Blessings were waiting for you to be ready. There were battles being fought in the unseen. Battles you never knew existed because I shielded you from the full weight of them. Forces of darkness tried to block your progress, sow confusion into your mind and drain your strength, so that you would abandon the path I set before you. The spiritual heaviness you felt at times, the sudden fear, the unexplained sadness, the pressure on your chest, the overwhelming fatigue. These were aftershocks of the war happening around your spirit. But even then, I stood between you and destruction. My angels fought for you when you felt too weary to pray. They drove back attacks meant to wipe out your faith. They guarded your steps when you did not even realize you were in danger. What looked like silence was actually protection. What looked like waiting was actually warfare. What looked like delay was actually victory being secured in realms you could not see. And my beloved, let me tell you something even deeper. Your heart needed time to strengthen and mature before receiving the blessing I prepared. You do not realize how much you changed during the waiting season. You became wiser. You became more discerning. Your spirit grew stronger. Your faith became deeper. Your compassion matured. Your resilience increased. You began to understand me in ways you never would have if everything had been handed to you easily. The waiting season taught you to rely on me, not on people, not on circumstances, not on emotions. You learned to stand when you felt weak. You learned to trust me even when you could not trace me. You learned that your strength does not come from the world, but from my presence within you. If I had given you what you prayed for earlier, you would have carried old wounds into new blessings. You would have brought the wrong people into your next season. You would have settled for something smaller than what I intended. You would have treated temporary relief as permanent purpose. You would have misplaced your heart on people or things not strong enough to carry it. I delayed because I loved you too deeply to let you enter the next chapter unprepared. You were growing in ways you could not feel, strengthening in places invisible to your eyes, becoming the person who can carry what I am about to give you. And now, my child, the right moment has finally arrived. Not by luck, not by chance, not by human effort. This is the moment heaven has been building toward. This is the moment everything begins to unfold. The delay has ended. The waiting has served its purpose. The preparation is complete. What once seemed still is now in motion. What once felt blocked is now opening. What once felt silent is now shifting. What once seemed impossible is now aligning. I have declared that this is your appointed time. You have stepped into a divine window where everything can change quickly, suddenly, unexpectedly, powerfully. What I have been shaping in the unseen is now coming into the light. You may feel a stirring in your spirit right now. A sense of movement, a breath of peace, a quiet confirmation in your chest. That is my way of showing you that the breakthrough is not only coming, it has begun. The delays you endured were the groundwork for this moment. The tears you cried were watering seeds that are now ready to bloom. The battles you fought were strengthening you for the blessings you are about to carry. This is why you are reading these words now. This is why I drew you here. This is why my voice is reaching into the deepest parts of your heart. You have arrived at the intersection of divine timing and fulfilled promise. All that I held back, I am now releasing. All that I protected you from, I am now replacing. All that you lost, I am now redeeming. My child, the breakthrough is never denied, only delayed so that it would arrive in perfection, not chaos and blessing, not burden and fullness, not fragments. Now is the moment, now is the shift, now is the turning of the page. The wait is over, your season is changing, your story is unfolding. And the blessing that was prepared for you long before you felt ready is beginning to step into your life. Walk with me now, stay close to my voice, the delay is behind you. The breakthrough is before you. We've reached the moment where this shifts from information to activation. Where you stop being a passive receiver and become an active participant in your own upgrade. What I'm about to ask you to do might seem simple, but it carries heavenly weight. In the comments below, I want you to write exactly these words. My divine upgrade is activated, not I hope my upgrade begins. Not I'm trying to upgrade, not maybe this will work for me. God's timing responds to clarity, to certainty, to declarations made from your whole being. When you write those words, you're doing something far more powerful than leaving a comment. You're making a covenant with heaven. You're stating your intention to the Almighty. You're announcing that you're available for this transformation. You're giving permission for the process to accelerate. Right. Amen. I stand firm in faith if nothing can shake your trust in Him. Sharing this will activate the anointing. And share that breakthrough with your network, sealing the breakthrough in your own life as you become a vessel of. Finally, before we close, share this prophetic word one more time with your network. Blessing to others. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel, your actions are supporting a divine mission too. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says give and heaven will open over you. On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, I watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment place, where divine abundance is not just a hope. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.